Good morning. Hey, good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? I'm going to try to pop into my garage here and get a mountain bike today because, let me see, which one's the best one that I got here? The Super Caliber maybe? I don't know. We're going to try it. Because we are on all dirt today. All dirt. All right. And we've got 13 seconds to join the event. Wait a second, this isn't where I thought I'd be. Okay, no, I guess this is right. Okay. We are doing the Serpentine course today. Serpentine course out in the jungle circuit. So, alright, so we are right into it, folks, this morning. It is dark and early. I can't say it's bright and early this morning here in South Carolina. It is dark and early at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I have a feeling I've got no viewers here on the in all of the United States joining me this morning, though I suppose there might be a few from Europe that may pop in. And to those of you who are joining us from Europe, I just want to say Guten Morgen und einen schönen Tag noch. So I hope you have a nice day, and that's not too much less than the total sum of the German that I know, but in any event, have a wonderful day. Those of you who are in Europe today, here in South Carolina, we're supposed to have storms, so if you've been watching from Europe, the crazy weather that has been tracking through the U.S. and the tragic loss of life from some of these storms, those storms have now finally reached the East Coast, so I don't think their impact here in our area is going to be of any consequence. Just thunderstorms, no severe weather. So you are not going to see my house disappear on the live stream, thank God. But am I really going that slow that there's nobody, literally nobody behind me? Okay, come on, folks. Y'all going too fast for 7 o'clock in the morning. This is supposed to be the shortest route, the C stage of stage 4. So we are on stage 4 today of the tour of Watopia. Still double points, though they are probably going to be more hard-earned today than anywhere else because we are all on dirt as soon as we get to it. I'm making it a social pace today. I'm not looking to do anything more than what you're seeing here. So plenty of opportunity to chat. If you all want to chat, we've got a chat window here and I can see your chats and I can respond back. I am not one to do much typing while I am riding though. So I will just read and respond. But we've got 217 people joining us this morning on stage 4, so a pretty good sized group considering I think today is one of the last days you can get stage 4 in. So if you need to check off stage 4 on this tour, then I would say head on over to Zwift today and get it in. There's our double points. I did finally make it to level 52, so those of you on the last stream who guessed that I would make level 52 but didn't bother to stick around and see if I made it, yes, I did make it today. Or I should say I made it last week, and I am here at level 52. I think I got a pair of socks out of the deal. Alright, we'll see how we do here. I have no idea if I've chosen the best bike for this. Hey, wait a second. I thought I picked the, okay, they're not giving us a choice of bike today then. I guess everybody's on the Zwift bike. I had chosen a Trek bike. But, yeah, they decided to go ahead and give everybody Zwift bikes so that nobody would be caught out riding a road bike or even a gravel bike on these roads today, which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So 15 kilometers to go. This should be hopefully super short, but we are riding on dirt, so I really can't make a prediction today as to how long this is going to take. You know, 10 miles or about 16 kilometers would take about 30 minutes on a on a regular flat surface, riding at about this pace, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be more like 45 minutes today at the pace that I want to go at, so we will see. I'm down near the bottom of the stack. Everybody was highly motivated this morning to get on out there on this dirt. And me, I'm just keeping it safe. I'm keeping my virtual wheels safe from slippage. You know, I'm convinced as a roadie that mountain biking is far more dangerous than road cycling. In terms of, if you subtract interactions with vehicles from the equation, I do think that mountain biking is probably a lot more serious. I have seen y'all who like to ride mountain bikes and post on Strava. You all love showing the gore of your rides. You know, the flayed open flesh and the blood. I don't know what it is. I think it's a mark of pride for those who like to ride mountain bikes, to show off their injuries. But I have seen more than I would have cared to see from my mountain bike friends on Strava. Save that for the ER doctors, I say. All right, well, at least I was able to pass one person here. Big John, I think, probably had to use, no, Big John decided to pick back up again, so maybe he just felt sorry for me. Somebody gave me a ride on. I at least have to give him a ride on back because I am virtual last place. And there we go. And now I can get back. This is the World of Zwift for those of you who are rising early. If anybody is on Twitch at 7 o'clock in the morning here in the United States, I would like to know what it is that you expect to see this early in the morning. Probably didn't count on seeing somebody riding their bicycle in a virtual world. But yeah, I've got some virtual miles to put in today, and then I can check off both stage 4 of Tour Watopia and my exercise for the day. So getting it in early with the 2 cans, apparently. So this is the jungle circuit. It's one that you're not going to see me visiting too often because I'm not really an off-road type of a person in real life or in the virtual world, even though I do come equipped with a very nice virtual bike here. Zwift spares no expense with providing their entrance with the latest gear. But yeah, so this is the jungle circuit. If you love Alp to Zwift, you know this is the part that you have to trudge through every time you get your workout session in on the Alp. I don't know why they make you go through dirt to get there, but such as it is, this is also the path to Alp to Zwift. Alp to Zwift, not Alp to Wes. And there's the sloth. The sloth, yes. We can't forget the sloth who loves to watch bike racing. It's always there, every single time. Well, we're taking a serpentine route, so it's going to be, I think, sort of like a figure eight. If you look up in the overhead map, over there in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see all the dots following this route across the valley. We're going to be going over a nice sized bridge about halfway down into this valley, and then I think we're going to make a right turn. Let's see, is everybody making a right turn? Yes, they are making a right-hand turn as they come out of this, and then we're going to come back, cross over again in a figure eight fashion, and head back up to the top. And that may be it. One lap probably will do it for us today. I'll get my low cadence work in today. Even though I've got plenty of gears on this virtual mountain bike. All right, a beautiful place Zwift is. Let's check it out. We've got no action to report here. There's nobody around. It's just me and me alone. But there it is. Down into the ancient Zwift civilization before Planet of the Squirrels took over. All right. There we go. I hope this bridge is up to code. That's all I gotta say. Well, this is the world of Zwift, folks. It is pretty nice. It's beautiful. They love to go all out when it comes to the terrain. This is not a boring piece of real estate to drive your virtual bike through. In fact, if I could find a place on Earth that was really like this, that had no cars to ride on, minus the gravel, I would love to go there. Hills included. I would even make an exception for hills for this one. We are doing a fat burning session today. So I am taking it slow, zone 1. Now look, I do have some folks that are following, and I'm actually catching up to somebody. How about that? Okay, so I'm not as alone as I thought out here. Yes. The person in front of me is spinning it while I am doing the low cadence work. Big John says right on. All right, Big John, I thought you were ahead of me. I guess you're not, but you are now. Okay, there they are. Might as well go back to first person view here since I've got some company now. I don't know for how long. We will see. So, Jungle Circuit was one of the early additions to the world of Watopia. It was one of the first expansions that we had. But this little bridge here was not part of it. They added this bridge, I'd say probably about 2 years after Jungle Circuit was created. So this part is new and gave folks a little bit more variety in their dirt workouts in terms of the routes. Added a couple more routes, I think, to the world of Zwift, and it's pretty good. All right, we are climbing a 3% grade here. I can feel it in the bike. That is one of the features of Zwift, that you feel the gradient changes on these smart trainers. So it is harder to pedal. We are going to have a warm day here in South Carolina, so it is already starting off pretty warm for me. And I'm not much to ride hard in the heat as it is. One thing about Zwift that you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about crashing out or falling off cliffs. So if you are scared of heights and you don't like the prospect of riding near a 100-foot cliff, have no fear. Your bike will always stay on the road. Never seen a person crash yet. All right. We're going to get to the top of this little crossing here and then continue on. We're about 25% of the way through, maybe 30%, so we're looking at somewhat a little bit under an hour. A little bit under an hour. Probably about 45 minutes maybe, as I was predicting. We started off going downhill, so we've got a lot of uphill to go and do as well. All right. Well, good morning to y'all. If anybody wants to, you can comment in the chat session, and I will be able to see your chat and respond if anybody is up this morning. Otherwise, I will continue with my monologue. All right. Well, you know, these tours are very, very popular. Actually, 210 or 227 riders now is actually a very small number for these events. We can have upwards of several hundred to over 1,000 at a time, depending on what time you jump in. This is not the most popular time of day, as you can imagine, and it's also towards the end, I think, of stage 4. So not a lot going on early on a Saturday morning here in the world of Zwift. All right. All right, so we're going to cruise to the bottom here, and then we got to do it all again. Wow, we've already got some folks making their way up the other side. That is how fast we have some folks today. Just a few people behind me. Everybody wants to go fast today on this dirt. All right. As you can see here from the rider list, we have people from all over: Japan, Great Britain, Germany, US, Australia. I think we've got pretty much all time zones represented this morning. We got some crazy folks riding in the middle of the night. I'd like to know, what time is it over in Australia this morning? Got to be late at night. Maybe it might be evening over there. It might be like 7 o'clock in the evening, which is actually probably not a bad time to ride, right? Yes, yes, and even some countries I don't recognize represented today. So the mountain bike is generally the best bike to use if you race on these circuits down in the jungle circuit. There are a few sections here, like these boards, that don't necessarily give a tremendous advantage to the mountain bike. Can play a role in some events. Oh, crashed. And then we've got these stone pavers here. But if you are going through the arch, if the arch, at the bottom here that we passed through just a little while ago, if that arch is your finish line, it can be interesting because this whole section leading up to that finish is of such a rolling resistance that it almost neutralizes some of the benefit of the mountain bike. And in fact, I'm sorry, we did not go through the arch already. The arch is actually coming up around this corner. My bad. Still applies though, still applies. Alright, we are here at the bottom near the big waterfall. Let's see if I can get the big view here of what's going on around us. There we go. I can't unfortunately look up in the sky. Zwift will not let me do it. But there we go. Under the big waterfall. Not really sure how tall this waterfall is. A couple hundred feet? Nah, I look at this, probably 1,000 feet tall. And there we go. That is the finish banner. I don't think it's the finish banner for today, but it might. You know what? It just might be. I don't know of any other banner here, so it very well could be the finish for us. Oh, we are getting sprayed here. Wow, those are some gigantic flowers on the left there. Alright, back to us. I'll tell you, I'm just a little tired here at 7 o'clock in the morning. I could really use to go back, a chance to go back to sleep here after this one. I don't think I got enough sleep this morning. And here we go, another little bit of tarmac. So see, again, like I said, before these banners, there is sections of tarmac that makes for a very interesting finish. I'd be curious to know if any of you have employed the difference in rolling resistance to your advantage in a race here on the jungle circuit. If you have, feel free to leave a comment on the video. I'd be curious to know what the advantage is, and how much does it outweigh the extra drag that you're experiencing throughout the event. I suppose if it came down to a sprint finish, you might be able to get a little bit of an advantage with a bike that has better roll resistance and better aero too, for that matter. Since the bottom section is kind of flat. I remember the day when Zwift decided to add rolling resistance to the game. It was not a day I was looking forward to. I'll just say that. That's one act of realism that I wouldn't have minded if Zwift had left off, actually. Let's see here. I don't know if 4% is going to be the steepest. Probably not. Probably at the end here with the, when we cross over the big bridge towards the end of this loop, we will have to go up a significantly steeper grade. Unless there's a, you know what, there might be a banner around here. I'll go ahead and use it. Not that it's really going to do very much. And in fact, the grade might end up going down to 0 before this feather is used up. There's the entrance, by the way. If you want to know where Alp de Zwift is, just take a left. You can see the beginning of the Alp on the left-hand side of the map. And can I show you it? It's kind of hidden behind these trees here. Can't really see it too well. Oddly enough, we're a little too close. A little too close. It's somewhere up there. Yeah. Okay, there's the top of it. There's the top. See the top right there? Right there between the map? That is the top of Alp the Zwift. Beautiful route. One of the iconic, and I hate to use that word because it is overused, one of the iconic routes in Zwift. A favorite. Absolute favorite. Still haven't gotten my 25 laps in on that. Have not got my masochist badge as of yet. So we will see. Alright, now for the long slog, up and out. Looks like we are crossing. No, those people coming back the other way. I don't know if we do a serpentine thing, we cross over, or if we go all the way up and then cross over on the way down. I do not know. So we'll find out. We'll get to that T-junction soon enough. We got folks about ready to finish this thing up. When you start seeing people going the other way, you know they are just about done. And these guys will be flying because they are racing. They're probably, yeah, they're doing like 4 watts a kilo. 4 to 5 almost. Yep. Indeed. Indeed. All right. And up ahead in front of us, that is the Epic KOM that you're looking at there. That is a smaller version of the Alp. Only about 30 to 45 minutes of climbing there, depending how fast you are. If you're really fast, it might even be under 20 minutes. That's it. And the radio tower at the top. A lot of climbing there too. Have not visited there in months. Maybe over a year at this point. All right. It is a slow climb up this grade here. We got more finishers rolling in. I wish I could hook a UE and head towards the finish, but we are only halfway there, folks. Only halfway there, yeah. Yeah, this thing might last an hour, actually. This might last an hour. Whew. And I thought this was short. See, we got some folks here. Strong ride, guys. Got folks already giving their high fives out at the end. All right, let's see, which way am I going? Looks like I'm going to be going straight. You can tell the difference between people who are racing and who are not racing. All right, here we go. Please don't crash. Thank you. All right, we got more people that are continually adding on to the end here. We now have 237 participants that have joined in. I have a feeling most of them have joined in front of me. The latecomers. They would not dare put those folks way back here with us slowpokes at the end. So I have really no idea how many people are behind me. I might actually be in last place today. I might be the Lantern Rouge of stage 4. I don't know. We will see. One thing's for sure, at this speed you do get to see a lot of the jungle. You get to see a lot of what's going on. And there it is. You've seen those plants 100 times. As we head up into the deep parts of this jungle here. You know, it's at this kind of a speed where you can see the Easter eggs of Zwift. Those hidden little jewels that the renderers put in there for people like me to enjoy. Those who are, in fact, taking the time to look around. You never know what you'll find. In fact, I will say this, Zwift, if you're still inclined to do that, that would be a really neat thing to do, is to continue adding those. It used to be a favorite in the early days of Zwift. I don't know if Zwift has gone so corporate that they don't do that anymore. I don't know. They might still have a few surprises here and there for folks. After all, it is more than just the sweat. It's more than just a sweat to be out here in the world of Zwift. So, whew, I'll tell you, I'd be really tired if my avatar was doing this in real life. If I was really climbing this 4% grade here in the hot, steamy jungle with only the birds to keep me company. Thankfully, no predators out here. I don't think I'd be able to get away from a jaguar or a leopard. There's Mr. Sloth. Hey, how you doing? Am I the last person here? Please do tell me. Oh look, he was going to give me a high five and I missed it. If only I had Zwift steering. If only I had Zwift steering. Alright. This climbing is taking forever. We still got a little ways to go. But I do think, fortunately, that once I get it all in, it's done. Except for that little crossing there that I've got to do near the end. Except for that, I think my climbing will be done. Hey, look at that. I think I actually do have one person behind me. See that? You know what? There's 2 dots behind me. Did that second dot just appear? I don't know. Okay, so I am not entirely in last place. I am not entirely in last place. Although, it is not likely that I will catch up to any of the folks in front of me. We got a couple of folks that are occasionally doing 1.0 to 1.2, but they're so far ahead, I do not think I will be able to catch them. So, I don't know if it's even worth pushing the pedals a little bit harder, you know? I don't think so. Even the folks behind me, most likely, will probably not catch me. Alright. It's a serene little ride we're doing here this morning in Zwift. I could almost do my morning devotions to this. Play my Bible app and listen to some words of wisdom from Proverbs. That is the book that I am in right now in Scripture. And let me tell you, even if you don't believe in God, you really should check out Proverbs. Some good wisdom in there. They say Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived, and he had wisdom that was definitely above and beyond his peers, even for that day. So, definitely worth checking out. Crack open a virtual Bible, or a real one for that matter, and read some Proverbs. Read some Proverbs. Yep. It will do you well. Better than medicine will. I will say that for sure. And the nice thing about Proverbs, there's 31 of them. So you could do one chapter of Proverbs every day. And then when you get to the end of the month, you can do it all over again. And I have to wonder if that wasn't by design. Okay. Well, we are not making, as far as I can tell, any progress on any of these folks ahead of me. Though I am putting a little bit of distance on those that are behind me. Just a little bit. We've got a little bit more climbing to do. Once we get to that T-junction, there's going to be some ups and downs, and then mostly down as we head back into the valley. And then we will wrap this thing up. I'm going to go just a little bit harder on the pedals here, since we're getting close to the top of the climb. We're at 0% grade now. A little downhill even. I can even feel it in the pedals. Alright. Yep, once we get to the top of this thing, I can take a little break from the harder efforts and then enjoy more of a leisurely pace as I go back down into the valley. So fortunately, we're going to finish this thing, hopefully in cruise control mode and not in all-out, going out in blaze of glory mode. Some more water. Don't worry, folks, I have more than this. I have more than that. All right. I'm going to try to make this finish up here sooner rather than later, for everybody's sake, including my own. We're almost at the top. I don't know if this is the top. This could be the top right here. Give myself a little push here. All right, there we go. Now I can take a little break. I don't know if it's all downhill from here. There's going to be some more bumps, I'm sure. But I think it flattens out and may not rise again until we get to near the bridge. No, it looks like we might rise just a little bit here. Yeah, little 1%er. Okay. We'll get over this one as well. Not that that's going to bring me any closer to these folks in front of me, though I am continuing to put some distance on the folks behind me. All right, there we go. All right, last little effort here before we cross the bridge. As long as my heart rate stays under 120, I don't mind doing a little more effort here. We're getting close to the finish. go. And one more. And we are actually catching up to this alder person, but probably not for long. I think I actually saw them for a brief moment. I think I actually saw them. But that's it. 120 beats per minute. So I'm going to back it down. There we go. Okay. Well, we did catch up a little bit. There, is that them? Is that an actual person? I think it was. We caught a glimpse of them. All right. And one final push at the end of this bridge. Oh, I lost sight of them. I don't know where they are anymore. They're somewhere down on this bridge. Coming up the other side, I think. But they're not within range yet. Alright. And push. Here we go. There they are. We might actually catch them now. This is the place to do it. If I was in a race. Okay. And done. No more. No more climbing. At least to my knowledge, I don't think there's any more climbing to do. So that's it. We actually caught up to Alder. I don't know if Alder's happy about that. Okay. I'm going to take it easy here. I'll even get on the front, Alder, if you want me to. We are riding identical bikes. I think we're probably going to end up swapping turns on the front. That's how it's going to end up working out. Depending on who's heavier. I'll take a little bit of turn on the front. 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to let him get on ahead now. Alder is from Great Britain, or is currently in Great Britain. So there is drafting in Zwift, which is why if I pedal about the same as Alder, I will end up coming up alongside of them rather than staying behind them, because my draft advantage will push me forward. And then once I get my nose out in the wind, it will be a no longer an asset but a liability. I'm going to go ahead and roll back a little bit. Let Alder take the lead. Alright, we are cruising on in for a finish, hopefully in about 6 minutes, I'm thinking. Probably be slightly before. That's right, we got to cross over too. Huh. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll still stay with a 6-minute estimate with the crossover, based off of the number of kilometers here. So, Alright, I'm going to take it a little easy here. Rest up from all this work I've been doing. And you know, I should give this person a ride on too, since I've been with them more than 10 seconds. Alright. Okay, my turn to step up here. Thank you, Alder. See, we do cooperate in the world of Zwift. It's not all about the racing. Well, I was trying to stay up front. Okay, so much for that. Okay. Alright, now I'm just going to take it easy here. At this point, I do have to stand for a second, so hopefully... There we go, that is the last gear. Take it easy again. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Settling in at a nice pace. All right. So I was thinking probably about 47 or 48 minutes to the finish. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit longer than that, seeing that we still got to climb up out of this little thing that we just dug ourselves into. And we are just about done, guys. Just got a little sliver of this stage left. Certainly not the most bang for your double XP buck, but it's a stage that you got to finish if you want that kit. So just get it done, as they say. Yeah, the stages where it really helped to maximize your time on was definitely the first couple of stages. That was definitely where it made the biggest difference. So when you get to the end and they start doing the makeup stages, that's when you can start going back to those earlier stages and getting some more double XP on the easier flats. Easier flats. Oh, we got a flock of birds here. Fly, birdies, fly. They're not going to fly? They didn't fly? Usually they do. Or maybe they just always land. I can't remember. Okay. In the interest of getting this over and done with, we will go ahead and roll on through here. I'm sorry, Mr. Alder, if you're not willing to keep up, then we're just going to have to say au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. All right. Yeah, Alder is back just a little bit now. That's okay. We had our time together. In fact, there really isn't anybody else out there. Look at that. Oh, there is one poor soul still going up the climb. If you look at the map. One poor soul still trying to make their way up. Now that truly is last. And there's Alpe Zwift in front of us. We got a good view of it. As we, well, that's interesting, a little road to nowhere. I wonder where that road goes. You don't get to see where it goes. You don't get to journey on it. All right, this is it. It's the downhill to the finish. Everybody's just doing their own pace at this point. And there's a good view of the waterfall that we went under. Yeah, that baby is at least 600-700 feet tall. At least. And do not ask me to explain where the water is coming from for that. I do not know. I do not know where it gets all of its water from. All right, it's a little downhill. Not very much, but a little downhill to the finish. And there is Alpe Zwift again. Once again, for everyone. We will not be going there today. Alder decided to go into cruise mode. I do not blame him or her. Oh, we got the lights on. Okay, well here we go. We might not. I was going to say we might make it before 50 minutes, but I'm thinking probably not. Nope. Even if I were to sprint all the way to the finish, I do not think I will make it there fast enough. So we're looking at about 51 minutes today, folks. For those of you who are on the slower side of stage 4, about a 50-minute effort, not quite an hour. In fact, that almost looks like the arch right there in front of us. See that? I don't know if you saw that. That would look like the arch. We're getting close, but I do not think I'm going to make it with a minute to spare here. I don't think. Yeah, no sprint out of me, guys. If you want to see a sprint, here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3. There. There you go. 600 watts for a split second. And even that probably wasn't a good idea, but we'll see. Okay. We'll just cruise on in. Yeah, I'm sure my sprint has significantly diminished, even though I'm not really allowed to use it anymore. And to be honest with you folks, I don't know if I necessarily recommend sprinting to anybody anymore. In terms of your long-term heart health, I think the jury is kind of out on that one. I really do. So, just a word to the wise for fellow sprinters out there, especially if you're still racing into your 40s and late 40s, consider your long-term heart health when doing so. I just don't know if it's worth it, to be honest with you. Though I really don't know. Can one find a causal link to very strenuous efforts, max heart rate efforts, and heart damage later on in life? I do not know. Look at that. I came in just 4 seconds late. 3 seconds, technically. I could have made it. I could have made up 3 seconds. Oh well. Well, that's it. 51 minutes of peace and tranquility today. Folks, wherever you're at in the world, whether it be sunny, rainy, or thundering outside, have a wonderful day. I'm in Shonen Tag Nog,